Hello YouTube family. Today is the 17th of January 2016, and today is my video day where I'm doing various different videos, just catching up on what's going on around the world. And I do an extensive research on the signs of the time. I like going through YouTube, and there's a subscriber that that I like to watch that person's videos. They keep up with a lot of weather patterns and what's going on over all the world. I mean good coverage over all of the world. This particular video is going to be about the signs of the end times. And God specifically said in this word, I can't say the scripture right now because I don't recall it, but that there will be signs and wonders, you know what I'm saying, in the heavens and in the earth. You know how the earth is going to be troubled. There are going to be pestilence, famines, and wars and rumors of wars, earthquakes. It's going to be a lot of things that give us a sign, you know, because the disciples would ask Jesus, when will we know when your coming will be? And Jesus gave them various different, you know what I'm saying, various different, scriptures. Not only scriptures, just told them knowledge of what's to come, you know, things that are a sign, you know, to show you when my coming is going to be, you know what I'm saying. And he shared with us the prophets of old, like from Isaiah to Ezekiel on up to Daniel to Amos, Hosea, Zechariah, Zephaniah, what you got, Habakkuk, Joel, you know, these various different prophets that, you know, talked about and the great day of the Lord, you know what I'm saying, and how they explained what the Lord is going to do in the end times. And some of the signs are showing today. It is, y'all, I'm telling you, it's just catastrophic. Whenever you get a chance, just type in signs of the time, signs of end time, and it's telling you about the destructive weather that's going on right now as we speak. The weather patterns are thrown off, as far as, you know, what's supposed to happen during summertime is happening during wintertime, and what's supposed to happen during wintertime is happening during summertime. You know what I'm saying? Fall is thrown off, spring is thrown off, winter thrown off. You know, summertime is thrown off. You know, in Australia, you know, the sun was extremely hot in December. You know, we know that to be, you know, maybe over in the islands, you know what I'm saying? You know, the islands, you know, they may get their hurricanes. Once in a while, they might get a cool snap here or there, but that's naturally warm over there. But, you know, weather patterns are just changing everywhere. And I'm just looking at all the tornado patterns, you know, just going across the United States right now as we speak. Maybe a few days ago, you know, you can, you know, type up tornadoes across the nations, you know what I'm saying? Type in hurricanes across the nation, and you'll see flooding, fires, earthquakes, volcanic reaction, hailstorms, typhoons, monsoons, tsunamis, earthquakes, and of course, you know that of course our government, they're doing is what you call fracking. Fracking is where I don't know whether if they're doing mining, but it's somewhere, or either they blowing dynamite up, you know, for minerals. I don't know how they're doing it, but what it does when they blow up, you know what I'm saying, to dig for minerals and various different things, it causes a crack in the earth, you know what I'm saying, and that causes earthquakes as well. And not only that, we just recently over there in North Korea, the president over there, you know, did a bomb testing, or hydrogen bomb testing, and it shook Japan. You know, really? and causing an earthquake, over in Japan. So y'all, and not only that, pestilences. Look at the animals. The animals are the various different, that are just dying all over the world. Every type of animal is dying. Animals in the seas, every type of animal is washing up on the shores all over the world. It's not just the United States. Over in every country, there are strange pestilence going on with animals to where they're just dying. Birds falling out the sky, antelopes in droves, just dying over in various different countries. You know what I'm saying? Just animals of all types. Starfish, washing up shore. Whales washing on shore. Crabs washing up on shore. Sea lions. Just every animal you could think. You got bird diseases where birds just falling out the sky. You have a rash of, well, not a rash, but what is crickets, locusts, are taking over, various different countries, the fields and the grass, and where, frogs and just various different stuff just taking place, bugs, just, it's almost like the 10 plagues, y'all. Animals just dying off. And not to mention, the waters have turned red all over the nations. Who can make this up? Some people would be like, well, maybe they put dye in the water. Well, maybe they did this here. No, you've had your scientists that have taken, water specimens, and they've studied the waters, and ain't nobody put no dye in the waters. The waters have turned blood red, in various different areas all over the nation. So it's like when the signs of the time is not just, it would be questionable if it's just in one spot. But when you have it going on all across the nation, something is going on. So I'm saying all this here to say the end times, the signs, through the weather patterns, animals, not to mention famine. Poverty over in these various different lands, and where people are doing an exodus, nowhere to stay because their country is being bombed up, of Syria, people migrating, and now they're finding people trying to go over, get in the waters and go to another country, but they find boatloads of people, that done died in the waters because the waters were so rough. Bodies are washing up, on the beaches, because the people, are trying to migrate to another country, but the weather pattern, is knocking the boats over, and the people are dying and washing babies and grown people up on shore. Y'all, it's a lot of stuff going on. I will say this here, that we are guilty, and some people would be like, is this the judgment of God? How could God be so cruel? You know what? The word is the word. God said that this stuff would happen. But you got to admit, y'all, wherever sin abounds, judgment abounds. And at the same time, God's grace. We can't forget that we have to pray, for our nations, and pray, for all the people that are less fortunate or who are being affected by these judgments. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad to say, but it's so. Some people are scared to call it judgment, but judgment is what it is. God says that when a land forsake him, that he'll forsake the land, and that he's going to bring poverty, and he's going to bring the sword, and he's going to bring famine to that land when people actually forsake him. When we shake our fists at God and say, we don't want you no more, God. We are our own people. When people worship other gods, God promised that he would forsake the land, bring it to poverty and famine, and he would cause that nation to be forgotten. He will wipe a whole continent of people out, for just sheer wickedness. He would bring the sword to where another country be raised up against you and kill everybody off. He will cause the animals in the land to run people out the land. He's done it in the Old Testament, where you cause the beasts to multiply and run the people out. He'll even use bees. It's in the Bible. He'll use bees to run the people out the land. So when we forsake God, God ain't playing. People could get away from the Bible if they want. But God ain't playing. When we forsake him, the Bible even says in the book of Leviticus, I forgot where the chapter was, but you can look up certain stuff, look up certain words, out of your concordance, and it'll lead you to that. But in the book of Leviticus, it talks about how, and the land will vomit the people out of the land. The earth will vomit the people out of the land. See, the earth is an entity. The earth has a soul, has feelings, and we have defiled this earth so till the earth gets sick. He's sick of us humans. The earth, well, I'm gonna say he or she or whatever God has agenda for it, but the earth is sick of us as a people. And the Bible says that the earth will vomit the inhabitants out the land. The earth is even sick of us. The earth, if the earth could talk, and which it is talking, because judgment is going across it. You know what I'm saying? So there are, it's going across the land by way of weather patterns, pestilence, famine. The earth is like, I'm sick of these people, God. They have forsaken you. But Lord, you are so merciful to where, because there are people that do fear you, you have not utterly destroyed this earth, and you will not utterly destroy it until your people are out of here, or until the word or the Bible has fulfilled itself to the full. But nevertheless, y'all, keep your eyes on what's going on in the news. You have wars, rumors of wars, not to mention, all these countries, they have, blowing the dust off their nuclear warheads, and they pointing at each other, and it's kind of like, these great men in high places and women in high places, pointing their weapons at each other. Hey, yeah, you talking to me? You talking to me? I got my weapon. Well, I got mine. It's like big kids. You know what I'm saying? And I understand every country has to protect itself. And if I was a country, I would protect my country too, But you just have a lot of pride going on, and with this new world order, the new world order, the powers that be want to take over all the countries and have everybody come up under that one umbrella. Not every country in agreement with that. Not every country is in agreement with the new world order. You know what I'm saying? But before it's all over, when the Antichrist reveals itself, he's going to try to bring most of everybody together, under this one world order. You know what I'm saying? This new world order. But I was saying all this to say this here. Just take note of everything that's going on. I forgot to mention all the fires that's taking place. Now, to me, the fires are questionable. Sometimes I wonder if people are setting them fires, that you got arsonists, and arsonists are just setting stuff on fire, just because they can do it. You know what I'm saying? So, and some of it could be just dry land and fire. But some of this stuff, I think that, some of that, as far as with the fires, I think some people are setting stuff on fire. But to bring this to a conclusion, keep our eyes open. Jesus is coming soon. He said all this stuff that I just mentioned. This stuff is just, it's not foreign. It's in the word that all this stuff would take place when we forsook God. And no doubt that sure enough, when the United States granted homosexual rights to get married, I love every homosexual in the world, but I don't condone the lifestyle. And of course, you got all of us, we got our issues. But it's something about when you condone or unrighteous. One thing, you could do it if you want to, but when you condone them having their rights and bringing it in equality to a man and a woman, that they have the rights that a heterosexual couple would have, that's ungodly. God is like, that's it. And not to mention, you have these videos, of homosexuals shaking their fist at God and, and saying all kind of foul stuff, about Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Just because we as Christians, we may not be the best examples to you who are homosexuals, but we love you. We're not the best example to y'all and showing y'all the love that y'all should have. But the lifestyle is still wrong, and God is judging the United States for that. But it's one thing, I do applaud this African government over in Kenya. This president was like, you know, Obama, you know, had went over to go visit, but he let Obama know, you can come over here to our country, but don't you bring that mess about homosexual lifestyle. It's okay for them to get married over here in our country. Now you can come over and talk about other politics, but don't come over and talk about that. So this Kenyan, you know, president, you know, he feared God, loved God, and he made it clear that a man is for a woman and a woman for a man, and he ain't letting that come into his country. So Obama had to humble himself to that. You know what I'm saying? So I applauded that country for that, and I believe God gonna bless them and for making that stand. But United States, we have been getting it. All kind of stuff is going on across the United States that we ain't seen yet. We have yet. But my prayers is that as a Christian, that those who know their God, that God gonna protect those who are his. And for those who know God, you better pray for his protection, and that when the judgments do fall, that hey, just like when in Egypt during Pharaoh time and the children of Israel, how that when God brought the 10 plagues on Egypt, but God protected Goshen where the Israelites stayed. When there was darkness in Egypt, there was light in Goshen. When there was pestilence in Egypt, the animals and everything and the people were protected. When there was fire, blood, frogs, you know, locusts, lice in Egypt, God protected everything, you know, about the children of Israel. When the spirit of death came to visit Egypt, the children of Israel had blood, had that blood cross on their door, and they was protected from the angel of death in Goshen. So what I'm saying is that God will protect his people in Goshen, in our Goshen. You know what I'm saying?